Today, we're drinking an insane Bordeaux, Pontet Canet and Pauillac. What's going on? This is Dublin. Come eat and drink with me. That's right. Today, we're drinking Pontet Canet, which is an amazing Bordeaux out of Pauillac region. When you say Dublin, why are you opening in 2015, which was a really good year for Pontet Canet, some really high scores. Why are you just opening this bottle? Well, because I'm watching Psalm, Cup of Salvation tonight, and I wanted to pair it with something sophisticated, something that I thought would be elegant, something that a Psalm would recommend to pair with a beautiful French dish. And that's what I'm gonna cook tonight. I'm gonna do a really nice steak with a Poivre sauce, and I thought, what better wine to pair with that, which is a creamy, elegant sauce with some brandy in it or some cognac, depending on what your preference is. I'm probably gonna do some cognac. Just keep it French, keep it with the theme. Now, even though Psalm is not specifically just French, whenever I think of an elegant, sophisticated red wine, I do have a tendency to lean towards Bordeaux. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. We'll try out that steak later with it, have a few bites, see if my Psalm pairing is any good. Let's talk about Pontet Canet. Now, I didn't just pick it because, it's just good wine. It also has, really good pedigree, very rich history. Now, surprisingly, it's just 3 families have owned this vineyard, winery, all of it, since the 1700s. So that's pretty impressive. Usually, a vineyard like that would go through many, many different purchasers and families and sell-offs and whatnot. The fact that there's only 3 shows a sign of continuity and consistency and vision. So right now, Justine Tesseron, she is the current owner, along with a couple of cousins and her brother and whatnot. And they've had a really great vision, modernizing Pontet Canet, really bringing it to the forefront, and absolutely just killing it lately with some really high scores over the last 7-8 years or so, including this 2015. Now, what I mean by with a brought little modernization to it, and you might think biodynamic farming, that's not necessarily a modern thing. Well, it is, because we went away from it for so long, and now we've come back to it, and we've realized just how great the vineyards react to it, how awesome the grapes are, and how they make great wine out of it because of that. You're treating the land with respect and a little bit of love, and wow, surprise, surprise, it gives you something beautiful back. When it comes to farming, it's all about the land as well. And who are these guys' neighbors? Oh, just these little vineyards called Lafitte and Mouton. I'm not sure if you know what those are, but if you don't, they're First Growth, which is the top tier classic Grand Cru of Bordeaux. And so Pontet Canet is a 5th growth, and you get that. They got that classification way back in the 1800s. A lot of people are saying that they should probably reclassify them because they're producing way better than 5th growth. No shade on the 5th growth, guys, because Puy-Lacoste is one of my favorite Bordeaux, and they're a 5th growth. But a lot of people are thinking these guys should easily be reclassified as a 2nd growth, super second, and kind of agree with them. It's really sophisticated, really elegant wines that they produce here. And when you're kind of hitting up there and getting scores in the high 90s, you should probably rethink that and maybe give them a little bit of due diligence and, show them a little love. Give them the respect that they're clearly deserve. So should they be 2nd growth? I don't know. I've had some 1st growths. I've had some 2nd growths. I've had 3rd, 4th, and 5ths. And they're all pretty spectacular to me. You didn't get that classification if you were just kind of, barely on the edge and not really coming through. And you can get punted too. If you're not coming through, see ya. They'll kick you out. It's an exclusive club, folks. And these guys are a part of it. And they should, maybe get a little extra medal, a little reward, a little something, acknowledgement of producing great wines consistently like they have been for a very long time, and even better lately. When you're in the high 90s, consistently, mid to high 90s, that's really saying something. You're competing easily with Latour, Margaux, Haut-Brion, all those bad boys. Now, they're probably not right up there with like Lafite and Mouton, but you know, they're all great wines. So we're splitting hairs here, aren't we, folks? So let's get into this bottle a little bit here. Now, as we know, this is a Pauillac, which means that it's Cabernet based. Left bank is always more Cabernet based. This is a 65% blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, 30% Merlot. They still do like put a lot of Merlot in there. Yes, Miles, we're drinking some Merlot tonight. 4% Cab Franc and 1% Petit Verdot, probably for a little bit of that nose. Petit Verdot gives a little pop to the nose, little pop. You gotta love it. So let's get into this glass, see what's going on here, see what all the hype is about. Let's give this a little sniffy sniff. Man, I love when you can smell that pedigree, that talent, farming, and all that hard work coming through. Right away, you're getting that black currant, raspberry, kind of like a blueberry compote. Definitely that perfuminess, kind of like some roses coming through. Just a beautiful nose. Really loving that so far. Definitely starting to get, yeah, it's like dried rose petal type of thing, and like some violets. There's definitely a really nice floralness coming through here. Every sniff I give, there's just a little more sophistication, a little more elegance coming through. A lot of complexity in that nose. Very perfumey. Yes, like almost like some candied violets, like a little bit of like cinnamon in there as well. I don't know if that cinnamon, if it's just some of that oak coming through, which, you know, it's French oak. I'm sure there's some neutral oak. I didn't see the spec sheet where it says if there's how much neutral oak we are using. Usually in Bordeaux, you're definitely gonna get some neutral oak though. But that nice French oak is definitely coming through. It's a nice cinnamon kind of spiciness. Really, really beautiful nose. Whew. Yeah, okay. Hey, fifth growth, I don't know about that. Wow, definitely has some grip to it still. It is 2015. This thing could age forever, but we gave it enough time to kind of let it start to come together, let it open up a little bit, let some of those fruits come through. But there is definitely a nice grip to it. It is a polished grippiness, but it's definitely still there. Which, you know, those Cabernet based left bankers are going to have a little more of those tannins coming through. Definitely getting that herbaceousness coming through. You know, some of that cinnamon I was getting on the nose. You get almost like a bay leaf action, with some juniper coming through. Just really relevant. Not as much of that like pencil lead, but you are getting some of that leather. You are getting classic Bordeaux flavors coming through. Man, there is something really kind of interesting, and I'm going to say it's kind of towards that biodynamic flavor profile that you get, which is letting some terroir really kind of go through. It's not just, they're not trying to just give in and have extracted fruits, which a lot of the modern Bordeaux makers are, you know, have been influenced by scores and certain people saying that this is, you know, the way things should taste, and they get away from it a little bit. This is really staying true to classic, beautiful Bordeaux, but really has some good fruit still as well. The fruits that are coming through are definitely dark. You definitely get more of like a currant, some juniper berry in there, some dark kind of like molassesy and like blackberry action coming through, almost like a tart-like profile. Not alcohol-y, but just like that deepness. It's really a rich, grippy wine. It is not like for the faint of heart. I'm actually really excited to pair this with that Poivre sauce, because you're gonna get some of that cream and that fat. It's gonna coat your palate, and I bet we're gonna get more of that fruit is probably gonna come through, because we're not having all those tannins hide everything. So on that note, I'm gonna go cook that dish, and we're gonna try this out and see what else is coming through with this wine. All right, and we're back. Decanted the Pontet Canet. We're gonna see if that opens up a bit. And we have our beautiful Poivre sauce with this awesome center cut ribeye steak. Let's see if we can get our French on here. Poivre sauce, shallots, garlic, some thyme, cognac, cream, butter. I mean, everything French that you could ever desire is in that sauce. It is rich, definitely, which is why you need a big Pauillac Cabernet based Bordeaux to go with it. Let's see what's going on. First, let's see if this opened up a bit. We have about an hour to decant at this point. Definitely a little more fruit coming out. I wouldn't say that it's dissipating in herbaceousness. There's still that nice bay leaf going on. Beautiful just herbs and terroir coming through. But I'm definitely getting a really nice punchy kind of blueberry and dark blackberry coming through. Really nice. So yes, a little bit of time, a little bit of a decant has done some justice. Let's see how it pairs with this. A little of that Poivre sauce. What you want is to coat that palate. See if that fat, all those things, coat that palate a bit. Help deflect those tannins and let that fruit come through. Now that is a perfect pairing, if I do say so myself. I think Assam, which I plan on watching tonight, would say Dublin. I think you kind of nailed it on this one. Well done. At least that's what's going on in my head. Still grippy. It's not doing exactly what I thought it would, but I think with the decant and some food, it's definitely getting some more of that fruit coming through. It's really opened up. It's really beautiful right now. Man, it is perfect pairing. A nice steak, good creamy sauce. Get some of that shallot, a little bit of acidity coming through as well. You have that thyme that kind of goes to that herbaceousness. I mean, these are the flavor components you're looking for when you're pairing a dish. And that wine, I didn't even know it had that herbaceousness coming through. It really turns out to be just what a nice surprise. I mean, wow. I mean, sometimes the stars align and things just happen because, you're trying different things and you want to try new things and you want to treat yourself because I know you deserve it and I feel I deserve it. You get that herbaceousness coming through with that bay leaf and that herbaceousness in the wine. I didn't even know it had those flavor components. You get that thyme and some of those shallots coming through. It's really just pairing perfectly. I mean, talk about the kismet there. That is just perfection. Absolutely love it. French goes with French. A lot of foods kind of go with their wines. They do that for a reason. It's not by mistake. So get on out there, get some Pontet Canet, make yourself a nice little French dish because gosh darn it, you deserve it. Hope you learned something. Follow my other videos. All sorts of content like this going on. Hope you like this wine. I know I'm loving it. Let's have a drink together. Cheers, everyone.